Hey there, and welcome to our deep dive. We're digging into the sources you sent over today.
Yep, looking at some really interesting AI developments hitting the news today, Friday, June 13, 2025.
Right. Our goal here is simple. Cut through the noise, pull out what matters from these articles, and give you a clear snapshot of AI right now.
And it's quite a mix you've given us. We're talking privacy stuff, how people are using AI and, well, dating.
Yeah, dating, also creative fields, the job market, even potential regulations bubbling up. It's a lot.
It really shows how quickly this tech is weaving itself into, well, everything.
Okay, let's get into it. And maybe we should start with something that feels pretty important, privacy, specifically with Meta AI.
Yes, one article points to a, frankly, quite concerning issue. Users of the Meta AI app, their private prompts might be ending up public.
Public? How? Like on the Discover feed?
Exactly. People are asking sensitive things, medical questions, legal advice, personal stuff.
Oh, wow.
And the default setting makes those prompts public unless you specifically go in and change it.
That seems backward. And the article mentions it links to your Instagram name and picture, too.
It does. So your real identity is tied to these potentially very private queries. The piece even gave an example of someone whose image requests, which got progressively more adult, were publicly visible, linked to their name.
Yikes. That's not good. So the core issue is the default setting.
Pretty much. People think they're having a private chat, right? But the system, out of the box, leans towards sharing.
Is there a fix? Can you change it?
Thankfully, yes. The source explains how. Profile, then data and privacy. Manage your information and find the setting to make prompts visible only to you. You can apparently make it retroactive too.
Okay, that's something. But still, why default to public? It raises bigger questions, doesn't it? About AI mixing with social media.
Absolutely. It really highlights the need for users to be, extra careful and aware of these settings.
Okay, moving from digital privacy to something else quite personal. Online dating. AI is playing a role there too now.
A big role, it seems. There's a new study from Match and the Kinsey Institute mentioned in your sources. It shows a huge jump in singles using AI for dating.
A huge jump? Like how much?
Get this, a 333% increase from just last year, 2024. So now it's about 26% of all singles, and for Gen Z singles, it's nearly half.
Wow. Okay, so how are they using it? Is it just like writing cheesy pickup lines?
Well, that might be part of it, but also refining profiles, generating conversation ideas, maybe filtering matches, trying to beat that dating app burnout.
Yeah. So that witty message you get might have had some AI help.
Increasingly likely, yeah. The experts cited seem to think it's more about efficiency, not replacing intimacy.
Yeah.
And the apps themselves are getting in on it. Hinge has a coaching tool. Tinder experimented with OpenAI.
Interesting. But does it actually solve the problems with dating apps, like the burnout?
Doesn't seem like it, not entirely. The study notes burnout is still a thing. AI can help, sure, but that human connection, personal reflection, that's still key.
Right. Okay, let's shift again to creative work, screenwriting specifically. Scott Z, who wrote Contagion, he did an experiment.
Yeah, he did. Hollywood's kind of split on AI, right?
Yeah.
So Burns played around with ChatGPT, nicknamed it Lexter for maybe a Contagion sequel.
Huh, Lexter. Okay, so could it write the sequel? What did he find?
Well, not really write scenes. He found it struggled with actual dialogue, character depth, emotional stuff. It lacked a feel for 3D space in the story, as he put it.
So not replacing screenwriters anytime soon.
Doesn't sound like it. But it was useful for brainstorming, especially science-based ideas. And sometimes it gave him ideas by messing up happy accidents, he called them.
Like when it ignored what he asked it to do.
Exactly. So his takeaway was basically AI leads to formulaic stuff. It can assist, maybe spark an idea, but it can't replace human intuition and creativity in storytelling.
Makes sense. Okay, last topic, and it's a big one. The job market for recent college grads. AI is adding another layer of complexity there.
It really is. One of your sources dives into this. AI is starting to automate some of those typical entry-level jobs. Think junior legal assistants, maybe some basic software development tasks.
And the job market for new grads is already tough, right?
Yeah, the numbers aren't great. The article mentioned 5.8% unemployment for recent grads, but also 41.2% underemployment. That's huge. And internships are down too.
And in tech, you hear about AI writing code.
Right. The source mentioned Microsoft estimates AI generates about 30% of their code now. That definitely impacts those entry-level developer roles.
So the big question, is AI killing jobs or just changing them?
That's the debate, isn't it? Probably reshapes things, meaning graduates need skills alongside AI. like critical thinking, creativity, communication, the human stuff.
And maybe focusing on roles that oversee AI, like in ethics or compliance?
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
There's also concern, though, that businesses might just automate the entry-level spots and forget about, training the next generation of workers, skimping on long-term development.
That's a worrying thought. So across all these areas, privacy, dating, creativity, jobs, AI is definitely making waves.
It's fascinating, really, how quickly it's embedding itself, bringing potential upsides, sure,
Yeah.
but also real challenges, like we've discussed.
Absolutely. Which I guess leaves us and you with a big question to chew on.
Mm-hmm.
As these AI tools get more and more integrated into everything we do, how do we make sure we're putting human well-being, genuine connection, and our privacy first,
Yeah.
ahead of just pure efficiency or automation?
That's the question, isn't it? Finding that balance.
Definitely something to think about.
Yeah.
Thanks again for sending over the sources that sparked this whole deep dive.